Hello learners, in this lecture we will see what all are the different tests that is conducted on the cement. So before understanding that, we need to understand how the classification is made. So the testing of cement is done with the help of a field test, the second is with the help of a lab test. And under the field test, we do a test by practice. That means we don't follow any standard code books here. By practice we have certain raw method with us, and based on that we try to do this field test. When it comes to the lab test is further classified into physical test, and then we have a chemical test. So the physical test what we have, this is according to Indian standard. I'll write it here, IS 4031. And in the same way the chemical test is according to Indian standard IS 269. You can try to download this and you can have a look at it. Okay, yeah. So under the physical test, the first one what we have is a finesse test. Then we have a standard consistency test. This will try to give us what exactly amount of water is required. Okay, then we have the setting time test. Under that we have initial setting time and final setting time, which is going to tell us about the cement, that whether the cement initial, what is the initial setting time of a cement and what is the final setting time of a cement. Then we have a compressive strength on the cement. Then we try to see the tensile strength, and then we have a soundness test and the specific gravity test. So we'll try to see how many tests we can try to cover in this series of lectures, right? So these are the different tests that we need to understand. So first we'll try to understand what are these field tests and how we try to do it. Yeah, yeah. So coming to the field test. So by the name itself, it is understood that it is a field test, right? So let us say whenever we go to any bakery, what we try to do, we directly don't try to place a order, right? We ask him to give him a small bite of this sweet, and then we try to have a bite of this, and then we try to see whether the sweet what is giving us is fresh or not. So you don't have to taste all the sweet out of this. One sweet out of this is going to give an idea whether the sweet prepared, okay, whether it is fresh or not, right? Whether it is prepared on the previous day or on the same day, or whether it is old or what, let us say 3 or 4 days before sweet is trying to sell us or not. So we're getting a raw idea, right? In the same way in the field test also we do the same thing. So we'll try to see that what we do in the field test. So in the field test, based on the experience, the first thing is that, okay, the cement should have a uniform gray color with a greenish tint. That is, whenever you see a cement, no, it should have a gray color. That is what is the color of a cement with a small greenish tint, and it should have a uniform. So when it has a uniform gray color, that means there is a homogeneity. It's not that you, let us say you're taking a handful of cement, and in this handful of cement, everywhere the color should be gray in color. So only then it means it is uniform in nature, and there is a homogeneity in the cement. This is one field test what we try to do. The second is that the cement should be free from air set lumps, right? Now whenever you take a handful of cement, you should feel smooth, and there should not be any lumps in this way. In this way, small lumps should not be there. That means if there is a lump, that means there is some reaction has happened. So I don't want that reaction to happen before only, right? So these are the few things that we try to test. Next, again we'll try to see. Yeah. So cement should feel smooth when it is rubbed between the two fingers. That is, whenever you try to take cement, and if you try to rub in between the two fingers, then you should feel that smoothness, so that you get an idea that how much fine the cement is, right? In the same way, we'll try to see. Yeah. The inner temperature of a bulk of a cement should be slightly less. That means whenever, see, let us say this is a bag full of cement, and we know that one bag of cement is usually 50 kg. So whenever you put a hand into this bag of cement, whatever cement you have in the lower portion, right, in this portion, you should feel cool here. And if you feel cool, that means this cement is still in a proper way, and there is no hydration. I mean, there is no hydration has happened. And just in case if you feel it is bit hot, then what is going to happen? That means some reaction has happened even before the use of a cement. The reaction has happened. So that means this cement is of is not of a good quality, and you cannot use it for the construction. So that's what it is written. The inner temperature of bulk of cement should be slightly less. That is, it has to be cool from the surrounding. And if it is hot, that means some reaction has happened. So whenever you take a sample of cement and you throw it in the bucket of a water, initially it will float, but finally the cement has to sink because we know the specific gravity of cement is 3.15. You can see it here. The specific gravity of cement is 3.15 and the specific gravity of water is, we know it is 1 gram per cc. That means specific gravity of cement is more. That means cement will try to sink. So initially it may try to sink. Initially a cement may try to sink, but finally since it has more specific gravity compared to the water, it has to sink down. So these are few field tests that what we try to do so that we get a basic idea whether the cement is good or not even before we try to do some what is that physical test on that. So this gives us a raw idea, like we go to the sweet shop and we try to identify, right? In the same way, these are the tests what we can try to do. There might be some other tests that we try to do, but these tests are enough for our basic understanding. Yeah. So in the next lecture, we'll try to see how the finest test is done, and also we'll try to understand that in a more better way. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.